today we're going to make some lovely little 4-strip paintings. So I am just taping up cold pressed watercolor paper. I've got some very thin tape there, and we are then going to get our paint. So the colors we're going to use today are sap green deep, Prussian blue, and we've also got a forest green. So we're using the Kuretake colours again today, and I've got some water there, and I've got a flat brush, nice big flat brush, and we're just going to paint bands of colour across the page. So sort of squiggly line across, and then just adding some more colour to the paintbrush and squiggly lining it across over those bands. Just letting the colours merge together, not worrying that that's happening. In fact, you sort of want that to happen. And then just adding a different green there at the top. So alternating the colours as you go. You want just these bands of colours, and you can see there as they're mixing and granulating into each other and creating these lovely deep greeny blue colours. Really, really nice together. So once your page is completely covered, you need to let your page dry. So you can see it there, lovely colour. And then I've got a stencil. So I've got these tree stencils. I thought they'd look really nice. And I wanted to put like half a tree on one side, half a tree on another band. And I've got this gold Lumiere paint and a lovely sea sponge. And I'm just dabbing that paint through this stencil, holding the stencil very tightly, trying to make sure that it doesn't move. You might want to take down your stencil if you feel that that would be better for you. So you can stencil it down and it won't move at all then. And I'm moving it over to the other tree and just adding and dabbing that paint in. Now this Lumiere paint is quite thick, so there's not much chance of seepage underneath, which is great. If you've got a slightly watery acrylic paint, you might get that seepage and smudge effect underneath. So you can see here all the lovely colour there, and then I've got another stencil. It's sort of like a leaf stencil, and I thought that'd be quite nice to just add some little leaves that are sort of under the tree there. So just gently placing it down, adding a few here and there, and then that's complete. So I've let that page dry, and I've got this paint pen here, and I wanted to make the gold marks pop. So the best way to do that is to outline the shapes that you've got, and it gives it sort of a shadow gap, and then it makes sort of brings that gold forward. You feel as though the gold is forward, and then it's got a shadow behind it by using this pen. So it just enhances what you've already got there. You might not need to use that. You might find that, you know, you actually like what you've got and feel that you don't need to use an acrylic paint pen to enhance. But when I had a look at the page, I thought, well, I can't really see that gold as much as I was expecting. So just adding that lovely blue just enhances it. So now with the leaves, I'm adding some little dots. Just want to enhance these, add some little patterns onto there. So making sure that each and every one has got some dots in it. And then I am just going to grab a white Posca pen, and I'm just adding some dots. So I'm having a look on the page and just looking where the green areas are, leaving the blue and adding some little detail in those areas. Once I'm happy with the dotty situation, then I just thought the trees needed some enhancement. So I've grabbed that pen that we've used previously, that lovely bluey green, and I'm just adding some little marks on there, some little lines. So replicate bark, a little bit of texture, just putting that on to that tree trunk, and then moving on to the branches. So I think that's really enhanced the look of these trees. The gold was looking a little bit flat, I thought, so this just gives it that little bit of texture, and I'm quite happy with that. So I've got my uni ball gold pen here, and where there is no marks on the edges of these paintings, I'm actually just doing some little lines. I just wanted to make it a little bit more interesting, and I thought some areas looked a little bit bland. So just flicking that pen across the page, and we've just got some lovely little lines. So everywhere has got some nice little details, some nice little pattern on it. So I've heated up the tape, and I am just peeling that off to reveal the lovely 4 sections of my painting, and I'll bring it up to the camera so you can see it in a little bit more detail, and I'm quite happy with that. I think that looks really, really nice. I love it when I sort of show it to the light. You can really see the glitzy gold on there. But I thought to myself, I think I can do a little bit better. So I'd bought these lovely scissors, and they've got serrated edges. So they're all different serrated edges. You can find these in the link below, and I am actually affiliated with Amazon, so I do get a small commission, but you might be able to find these somewhere cheaper somewhere else. So I decided that I was just going to cut round these little areas and make this lovely serrated edge, and I think it really enhances these paintings. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think I should have just stayed with the flat kind of look, or do you think the serrated edge actually adds to these paintings? I quite like them. I just thought it added that little bit more to them, makes them look a little bit more interesting and a little bit more individual. So it's a little bit tricky sort of trying to cut these out. You're having to move the scissors all the time, so paper sort of gets a little bit jammed in those scissors. And just doing the edge there, and really, really pleased with these. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to use these for. Maybe you can give me some ideas in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear if you're going to try this, what colours you might use. Have you got scissors like this? Is this something that you think you'll do? Love to hear from you. And maybe you'll like, maybe you'll subscribe, and you'll see all the new videos coming up. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye.